What's up guys, welcome back to Cringing with Crabish, where today we'll be making Pomodori Arrosto al Cioccolato, a recipe which was passed on to me by my great half-nonna Gertrude shortly before she herself passed on. The ingredients you'll need for this recipe are organic non-GMO kosher salt, Monini Gran Frutato extra virgin Greek olive oil, exactly 61 fair trade semi-sweet organic chocolate chips, and garden fresh homegrown grape tomatoes. Once you've chosen your tomatoes, make sure to remove the stems and then rinse them off. Optimally, you would rinse them in your nearest stream or river to avoid government fluoridation contamination, but today I chose to rinse with tap water to make this recipe more approachable for the average viewer. For best results, you will want to cook this recipe with a campfire using a mix of cedar lumber and ash bark, which you will want to build shortly before you prepare your tomatoes, but once again I am sacrificing quality for approachability, so at this point I'm going to preheat my oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. To prepare our tomatoes, first we'll poke holes in them with a fork, and gently coat them with olive oil and stuff with kosher salt, then place in a baking pan. Finally, we'll place the pan in the oven and bake for 30 minutes. Once the tomatoes have finished roasting, we'll remove them from the oven and let them cool on our counter. While the tomatoes are cooling, we want to melt our chocolate chips. Again, this would be best done over the open flame of your campfire, but I am simplifying this recipe, so we will melt the chocolate in a microwave for 3 minutes on 40% power so that it won't burn. Pro tip, don't clean your microwave. You want the aromatics from previous recipes to infuse into your chocolate for a deeper flavor profile. Now that our chocolate is melted, we'll remove the tomatoes from the pan, coat in the chocolate, sprinkle generously with the kosher salt, and then put them in the fridge to set. At this point, you may have some extra melted chocolate, as I do. This is because I used more than 61 chocolate chips as the recipe called for. If you had used the right amount, you would not have extra chocolate. But don't worry, you can use this extra chocolate as a dip for Takis. The Taki company is not sponsoring this video, but whilst I feast on their deliciously signature crunchy spicy lime flavors, let me tell you about our actual sponsor, Rotten Tomatoes. This is where the ad break will go.
Oh, okay.
It's not actually that bad. If you are a plebeian who wants to make this recipe but doesn't have a tomato garden, Rotten Tomatoes has got you covered. Rotten Tomatoes works with local grocery stores to deliver expiring tomatoes to your doorstep every month. You can choose between tomato varieties of every conceivable shape and size, including several heirloom varieties, and if you can't make up your mind, they also have a section on their website dedicated to aggregating reviews of every tomato imaginable, so you can choose any of the top reviewed varieties and have peace of mind knowing you can't go wrong. I've personally been enjoying my Mr. Stripies that arrived at the end of last month. If you go to RottenTomatoes.com with the affiliate link in the description and enter the code Mr. Stripey likes his diaper, you can get $5 off your first 2 months. Thanks again to Rotten Tomatoes for sponsoring this video. Now it's time to take our tomatoes out of the fridge and have a taste test.